2, 3.
Switzerland. It truly seems like everybody's dream country, doesn't it? Well, it's one of mine. Hello, everyone, or should I say, Grüezi miteinander. Switzerland is indeed a fascinating country, and many of us, including perhaps yourself, are contemplating on visiting, moving permanently, or exploring job opportunities there, like business. But you can't just go there without knowing at least the basics, can we? Good thing the internet's here, a tool we can responsibly use for research. Okay, let's see. Okay, so what should I know about Switzerland? Oh, Switzerland 101, about facts, cultural communication norms, and business communication practices.
Great Sumitalan!
Bonjour! Buongiorno! Allegra! Hello, everyone! Planning to visit Switzerland? Whether for a tour, permanent relocation, or job-related reasons? Well, you've come to the right place!
Here at Switzerland 101, we will introduce you to Station 1, Facts about Switzerland.
Station 2, Cultural Communication Norms.
And Station 3, Business Communication Practices.
Watch and learn!
Hi, I'm Eric Alamonste.
Moin, love, Namaste. Ich heiße Faiz. My name is Faiz. Welcome to Switzerland 101. Would you like some?
Oh, Toblerone! I love Toblerone.
Did you know that the chocolate you're enjoying right now comes from Switzerland? In fact, if you look at its packaging, you'll see the famous Matterhorn Mountain, which is located here in Switzerland.
Oh, really?
Yes, indeed. Switzerland isn't just famous about chocolates. It is a country packed with fascinating details. Would you like to know more?
Yes, please.
So now to Station 1, where I tell you facts about the country Switzerland 101. Did you know that the official name of Switzerland is Swiss Confederation, covering approximately 41,285 square kilometers or 15,940 square miles. Located at the heart of Europe, Switzerland is completely landlocked, sharing borders with Germany, Italy, France, Austria, and Liechtenstein. With that, Switzerland is distinguished by its diversity. That is also the reason why here in Switzerland we have 4 official languages. German with 63% of the population, while 23% use French, 8% use Italian, and around 0.5% use Romansh. And yes, just like what I said, here at Switzerland, we are operated under federalism, meaning our country, Swiss Confederation, is composed of exactly 26 states, or what we call cantons. Just like governor, and you might want to check our capital city, Bern. A charming place rich with history. And there are also other major cities like Geneva, Basel, and Zurich, which each of them has their own unique blend of culture and versatility. So, of course, we love our country. And when I say we, I am referring to the 8.7 million people of Switzerland. And another fact would be about our flags. The Swiss flag features design with white cross and a red background. This emblem is widely recognized as a symbol of neutrality and peace, reflecting the Switzerland's long-standing commitment to these principles in its international relations. So, unlike other flags, which is rectangles, Switzerland's national flag is square in shape. And speaking of flags, it is worth mentioning that Switzerland is home to many global organizations. And I assume you're familiar with Red Cross, right?
Yes, I'm familiar with that.
It truly does an amazing humanitarian work worldwide, right? And it all started here in Switzerland. So whether you're captivated with its natural beauty or its thriving cities or its delicious chocolates, Switzerland has everything for anyone.
Okay, so wow, those were really amazing. I mean, thank you for sharing those
Thank you.
facts. Oh my god, like wow, I didn't know Switzerland was that diverse and influential, especially on the global stage. And even with these basic facts can be the driving force for anyone to visit or perhaps stay in Switzerland. And speaking of staying or living in Switzerland, one should at least consider also on how to make a living. And now that I think about it, there's actually one thing that I am really curious of. They say that salary in Switzerland is high. Well, that's what the internet says. I'm not sure though, but perhaps we can ask the residents here. Take a look. Oh. Okay, so looks like I'm done with station 1. Hello, I'm Erica Damoste, and one of your residents welcomed me and shared some facts about the country Switzerland. And from someone that is planning on moving up to Switzerland, I'm just curious, like, is the salary here really high? For instance, how much do you earn? Okay, what's going on?
Well, grüezi, Frau Damoste. Ich heiße Nizar. My name is Nizar. Well, there's nothing going on here actually. It's just that in Switzerland, we typically avoid discussing money, especially about salary.
Sir, ich heiße Joshua. Discussing money and salary openly with a private session is considered taboo in Switzerland. It's best to avoid such topic to respect such customs.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean those. It's just that, are there any other things that, like, everybody should be mindful of, especially when staying here in Switzerland? I don't want anything like this to happen again, of course.
Well, we're glad you asked. Welcome to Station 2, where we will talk about
Verbal communication,
non-verbal communication,
the do's,
and the don'ts.
or in general, the cultural communication norms here in Switzerland.
First, we started with the verbal communication. In Switzerland, people love their niceties, so be sure to greet everyone. For instance, you could say hello to them by saying grüezi, bonjour, or bonjour, depending on what part of the country you are in.
Also, Swiss culture is highly formal, with a high price value of formality and politeness.
They use titles and surnames to show respect. So, for example, you could use her for male or Frau for female, like grüezi, Herr Baron, grüezi, Frau Damoste. In French speaking Switzerland, you can use Monsieur for male or Madame for female. In Italian speaking Switzerland, you can use Signor for male or Signora for female.
Also, Swiss people is very direct communicators. They tend to be very blunt in giving feedbacks.
So Swiss people use low context communication style. So they focus on words to convey meaning and messages are taken more literally.
So let's proceed to nonverbal communication. Swiss nonverbal communication is quite reserved. So for the most part, gestures are kept to a minimum.
So handshakes. Handshakes is a common and sufficient for greetings, even between strangers.
Also, the Swiss kiss. Once a relationship develops, air kissing on both cheeks is often added, as well as a pact between men.
Next is the eye contact. In Switzerland, eye contact is seen as a sign of honesty and respect.
Also, personal space. Italian Swiss speaking prefer closer distance, while French speaking Swiss prefer more distance.
Also, the dress code. In Switzerland, dress codes vary by environment. But neat and stylish clothes are generally appreciated.
However, it is important to note that Swiss people typically do not relate on verbal cues. So it is important to convey a message with verbal communication rather than indirect signals.
That's right. The Swiss are fairly direct when communicating, so do not expect them to guess what are you referring to.
Is that all?
Wait, there's more. Let's come now to the do's and the don'ts. Do's. Respect traditional Swiss greeting with a three kiss on the cheek. A normal handshake is a norm for the first meeting.
Be punctual, as Swiss people value time and expect others to come on time before meetings and the social gatherings.
Also, appreciate tolerance and be patient in Switzerland. Swiss people are very disciplined, and also let them follow their own rhythm.
Moving on to the don'ts. So avoid speaking loudly in public, especially on a cell phone, because Swiss people dislikes loud noises and particularly about themselves.
Also, do not give expensive or extravagant gifts because it can be viewed as tacky or bribery. While quality is important, extravagance is not.
Do not address by someone by using their first name until ready to do so. So you can just instead use their last names and titles.
Lastly, and most importantly, do not ask personal questions such as age, salary, or religion. Swiss people are very highly in their privacy.
Oh, okay, so those are a lot, but thank you, Erboring, and thank you, Erboring, for those important heads up. Like, you can really see, it's really clear that understanding the cultural nuances will make everybody's or one person's stay in Switzerland much more enjoyable and respectful. Oh, okay, so, well, looks like I'm done with station 2. Okay. You know what? I really should stop being so curious and just asking people about their salary, especially here in Switzerland. And now that I think about it, why am I even asking about salary when different jobs, of course, definitely have different pay scales? And they're kind of right. I mean, it's kind of intrusive and it's not my concern in the first place, right? But, however, if there is one thing that I am really sure of is that in Switzerland, just like any other country, whatever job one may have, there surely, especially those that concerns with meeting with various people, there surely are established practices, like when it comes to professional settings or situations, like in business.
You're right, madam. That is definitely an important aspect.
Okay, so let me guess. If that's station 1, that's station 2, then, okay, this is station 3.
Yes, it certainly is. Greetings and welcome to Station 3. Here, we will discuss how business communication works uniquely in Switzerland. These practices are key to make a positive impact and getting things done effectively. So please take a seat. Okay, you know, in Switzerland, business meetings are very formal and stick to the schedule. People get straight to the point, like they're just focusing only on a project timeline without any side talk. And when you set up a meeting, plan ahead and be very prepared. Like, bring all the materials you need and practice your presentation. Moreover, arrive at least 10 minutes early because being on time is considered late in Switzerland. Dress smartly on formal clothes, like well-fitted suits in dark or neutral colors. And when you greet someone, shake hands, make eye contact, and smile. Also, don't forget to use proper titles like her for Mr. and Fro for Mrs. You may also exchange business cards the first time you meet someone, and make sure to make it clean and simple. Additionally, during meetings, follow the agenda. Listen carefully, take notes, and wait for your turn to speak. Present your points clearly and calmly, and be respectful of the hierarchy because the senior people usually make the final decision. And at the end of the meeting, summarize what was discussed. Plan the next step. Thank everyone with a handshake and follow up with a thank you email. For example, if the meeting starts at 10 a.m., be there at 9:50 a.m. Greet with Guten Tag, Herr Müller. And after the meeting, send an email saying, Thank you so much for your time, and I am looking forward for your progress.
Okay, so, well, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Those are good points. I'll make sure to keep those in mind. Okay. Okay, I'm done with station 3. Wow, see that from basic facts to cultural communication norms and now business communication practices. Wow, Switzerland is truly fascinating.